There's something interesting about human nature, that we all desire to have heroes. In my opinion, there's two different types of heroes. You have your celebrity heroes. You can find them on TV, but in most cases, you won't really know them. Even if you meet them, it's seldom that you'll actually develop a relationship with them and know them intimately. And then you have your common heroes, those that could be your grandmother or some type of pastor, older brother, coach, just a person that you have a relationship with, that you know well. And out of our common heroes, generally all of us look at one or maybe both of our parents as our hero, that person that you look up to. Your daddy's so strong, your mommy's so beautiful, or your mommy's so smart, or your daddy just works so hard, right? It's something special about them that you highlight, that you love, that is something that you look up to. An interesting cross-section between the common hero and the celebrity hero can be found in Dragon Ball. The character of Adele, her father Hercule, was a world-renowned martial artist, not only known for winning the world's martial arts tournament, but also defeating Cell. Now, what's interesting about her father, Hercule, or as he's known in Japan, Mr. Satan, is that, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the name Mr. Satan, but Mr. Satan deceived the whole world because he didn't actually beat Cell. He didn't even compete well against Cell. It was terrible. It was embarrassing. But he deceived the whole world into believing that he did it. As some of you would know, that the Satan, the accuser, the devil, is the father of lies. I always thought that was clever from the writer. But moving on. Videl, she went through the experience of dating Gohan, who actually beat Cell at 11, and seeing all of the things that he could do and his family and friends could do between flying and shooting energy bursts out of his hands and stuff like that. And it became abundantly clear that her dad was lying. That something was off about what he told her. Now, this moment is what I want to focus on, is that moment where you start to realize that your hero is human. That your hero might even be a fraud. It's a scary time. Sometimes this information can fracture a relationship beyond repair. Sometimes, and in some cases, it makes people lose their own confidence and question everything they believe. Now, with celebrity heroes, there's an entire industry dedicated to them. And most people, even if you're disappointed by a celebrity, it does not shake your foundation because you don't really know them. You could even say you love them, but you don't really know them to love them, right? You just believed in them. But when we start to get into people that you do know, like parents, it does something different to you. What's appropriate with a subject like this, you gotta ask a very important question. And that question, in my opinion, is why? Why would a parent lie to their child about who they are? Why would they misrepresent who they are to their children? Well, the most obvious answer, me being a parent myself, is that you want to present a standard to your children, and even if you fall short of it, you want them to meet it. Why? Because even if they fall short of it, they should still develop into good people that are successful and that can make an impact in this world and be better than you. But the cruel irony of that approach is that if your child becomes better than you and they know you well enough to see you, they may reject you or judge you because you're falling short of what you raised them to be. Now, I think in some cases the child could just be aggravated, right? Because it's like, well, you punished me for doing these things, but you turn around and doing this, you're a hypocrite. But then there's also that element of just pure sheer disappointment, that I believed you to be something that you're not. That hurts. And in some cases, the parent goes out of their way to create this false image. In Hercule's case, that's exactly what he did. But sometimes, in our imagination, we build up people to be larger than life. And then when they come down to life size, we come down with them. We start to believe that our parents are our heroes as children. And there's nothing stronger than the imagination of a child. The hope in the imagination of a child, crafting an image of what they would like the world and people to be. I would argue, though, that we don't get to be a child anywhere else. So why would we be allowed to love as a child? See, a child loves completely unconditional because a child doesn't even fully understand certain things. But as an adult, you're expected to know who you love. And I would argue that you can't even fully love someone as an adult until you know them. One of my favorite scriptures is, we have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. I love that scripture because it provides perspective. It reminds us that we're all human beings and we have our strengths, our weaknesses, and our inconsistencies. And day to day, we just kind of try to figure them out. It also equips you to forgive your hero for being human. Sounds a little ridiculous when I say it out loud, huh? It allows you also, through that forgiveness, to embrace them as a human being, to see sides of them you didn't know existed, to learn them and to appreciate them as something similar to what you thought they were, but a total different thing than you realized. That they might be funnier than you knew, or more compassionate or caring than you expected them to be once you actually get to the root of them. And the more you actually get to know them, you may understand why they ended up being that way. Possibly could even help them get better. And at least in this scenario, you actually have a real relationship with them instead of who you imagined that they would be. I think that is what love is. Real love is loving someone for who they are, not who you imagine they